Yes.
Okay. I'm here with Rodas, the trainer of Jonathan and Josh, the two people you just heard from. Okay, Roger. Let's see. How did you get into training boxers?
Like I said before, when I was going to school, I was getting into fights. So one day I just went like, I need to learn how to fight. So I stayed in the gym for about 2 years, just training. And then when I went back, I started whooping some ass. Yeah, I stopped fighting, and then since then, I got love into boxing, and I used to train little kids. That's about 7 and 8 years ago. I had about 3, 4 little kids went to the States, went to the States like 3, 4 times. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So how long you been training?
How long I've been training? I'm gonna say about 10 years.
10 years?
As a trainer.
Okay. So right now, how many boxers are you training right now?
I have about that I work with. I have about six of them.
6? Okay. And they consider Roger one of the top trainers at Maple Gym. So how did you get that title?
I guess my work.
Your work?
Yes, ma'am.
And your boxers, how they're able to achieve a certain level?
Oh, amateur boxing, they've been doing real good. We've been open over here about 4 years. In the first year, we won the team trophy. We had about 6 Golden Gloves guys. I think I had about 12. Out of 12, I had 4 Golden Gloves, which was real good. Second year, I had about 6, 7 Golden Gloves champions. I had 4 heavyweight champions, and I think I had a 141, 152, and 132. So
Good. Okay, so when you see a talent, what makes you see someone to say, well, they have the talent to go further? I mean, what sparks your interest in wanting to train them?
well, first, I gotta get to know them first, and I want to know what they do really, so I can start putting my time into them. But I can like the way I see them, and then once I see them, and then I try to get to know them a little bit better, and I know they got some, but I try to get it step by step so I can put my time into them. So like I want to know the whole thing they be doing, so I can start working with them.
Okay, so if you see somebody in the ring, can you spot that they may have like natural talent? Okay, a lot of quickness and
Quickness, the way they be taking punches. It's easy. It's just kind of like first thing I see on see if they can take a punch.
okay,
See if they can punch, because everybody can punch, but not everybody can take one.
that's true.
So that's the first thing I see. I'm like, they can take some. I said, okay, I got you.
Okay.
I'll fix it. Yeah.
So from that point on, did you establish that you want to work with someone? So you establish your training schedule, you establish what they need to eat. And,
Exactly.
okay. And so not only the training aspect of them, but you want to know the social aspect of it too, because the social aspect plays a major part as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once all that comes together, then you know you have something. Okay. But you told me before that it takes hard work. If they're not willing to commit to that, then they might as well not try it.
Exactly.
Because the dedication
It's
is a lot.
dedication. It's a lot of dedication. Really, to be a boxer, it's a lot of sacrifice you got to do. Like, if you really want to come up some one day, people who, like people who be watching boxing on TV, they be like, okay, this and this and this, and it looks so easy, but they don't know how much work you got to put into it every day. How much, they got to go to sleep early. They got to make sure they got to go to sleep early. Let's say you've been working the whole week every day, working out real good, and just to go out on Saturday. You put in all that work to the side. On one day.
One
So
day.
it's a lot of sacrifice.
Okay. So no alcoholic beverages.
No alcohol, no, we going out. If they do go out, after a fight. Once, like a month, 2 months before a fight, hey, let's stay focused. Make sure you're going to sleep, make sure you're eating good and everything. After the fight, you can do your thing. Give them like a week, 2 weeks. They'll still be coming to the gym, you can eat whatever. But whenever it's time to get ready again, and then we go back to the same thing again.
Okay, so you like have a real intimate relationship with your boxers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have to know everything about them all the time, kind of?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's
I be texting
serious.
them like every night. Like every night, what you doing? Where
Okay.
you at? Just to see what they doing. And then the next day they come in kind of, like, say they went out and they're not replying. All I gotta do is watch them. Once they get in there, and I see them, I say, what you were doing last night?
Okay,
They say,
you can tell.
yeah, right away.
So how difficult is it to get to the pros? And does everyone aspire to get to the pros?
Everyone wants to be a pro,
Okay.
but then like I said, they just don't know how much work you gotta go into.
Okay.
How much it's a lot of sacrifice. But everybody wants to get there. But like I said, the only way to get there you gotta work.
Okay, so it's you have to do amateur first, then go to the pros.
This man from amateur is the way to start. Just where you'll be fighting amateurs, you'll be fighting 3 rounds, minute a round, and then from that level you gotta get to 14. You gotta get about 14 fights, and then from 14 fights, and then they turn you open. Open be like a second level,
Yeah.
where they be fighting like 3 rounds, 3 minute rounds. And then after that, you can stay on as open. You can stay the longest you want. This is all experience. And after that, you become pro.
Okay. So, like Josh says, he has to decide what he's going to do. Like right now, he's amateur, but then he has to decide if he's going to go professional. What kind of decisions go into that?
Well, I'm just waiting and see how he's gonna do next week. If he wins the states, then we go to nationals. And then if he wins the nationals, he might get a chance to go to the Olympics. He's like 30 years old. He got a chance to go to the Olympics. If he don't, but if he does good on nationals, he wants to turn pro. And so I might do it. I'm there for him too.
Okay, good. So you kind of already highlighted the responsibilities of a trainer. What others, other than what we talked about, is your responsibility? Because they have a manager, you're the trainer, but you have to manage them in a way in terms of getting them ready for the ring, right? So is there anything else that goes into that? I mean, you kind of spelled out a lot, like making sure that they're on point with their training, their diet. Just make sure they don't deviate from their focus, and that's pretty much sums it all up. Okay.
Yep. Things that they do whenever they spar, like small little things that whenever they spar, I see them, hey, they doing this wrong. Okay, we try to work on different things every time. Like tell me what they doing wrong in the ring. And then next time we try to work something else. That's my main focus.
Okay. And so you work hand in hand with the manager, but you sit in on negotiations, right? So do you advise the managers during the negotiation, or what is your input when you're there?
So I have to make sure, like if he's got a fight coming up, like I got to make sure he fighting somebody he can do good with him. I don't want to like real. We're ready for real competition anyways, but I wanna take care of my fighting. I gotta make sure that they give me the right opponent and everything.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd be like, Then I have a talk with the manager. I'd be like, no. Oh, the same thing. Like, how much he getting paid? Like, okay, if you're fighting 4 rounds, how much you gonna get? If they give him like, let's say $600, I'd be like, nah, man, we need some more money for him.
Okay. Okay. Good.
But I get into all that too, especially if, you know what I'm saying, if they're not acting the right way. I
Okay.
get into that.
So that the manager heavily relies on you to direct that. Okay. Great. All right. So, what advice would you give someone like me? Like, say, if I want to decide at what point that I want to manage a boxer, what kind of advice would you give me? Someone who knows nothing about the management.
Well, first thing for me is to be a manager. First thing, probably you gotta stay a little bit in the game so you can get to know a little bit more. Once you get to know a little bit more, and then probably you can get into it. You need to know